looks like we are good to go. Yes, hello, good afternoon, and good evening to anybody who may be in Europe. Welcome to the ARC F1 Euro Series Belgian GP here in Spa.
Let's get it.
Find ourselves a bit late in qualifying, had a bit of a delay, but still plenty of time left to at least catch most of these drivers' final lap.
And we got a bigger group this time around, which is very good for the series. Which is it's awesome to see it. What were we at 11 last week or 2 weeks ago, excuse me, and now we're at 14. So it's expanding a bit, and I'm very excited for that.
It is always good to see the field start to fill out. More drivers on the grid are obviously more chances for points to be scored, more battles to be had, and more spots to be won. Should be a good race. Spa, of course, is a veteran of the F1 calendar. Been going here for quite a while, and all these drivers, of course, have plenty of experience racing here throughout many different racing series.
42.3 is the top spot, and it's currently Aston Martin 1-2. So that's a good outing for, I believe that's the Team 44 cars. Good outing for those guys.
Yeah, good so far for them. A bit of a lackluster performance their last time out 2 weeks ago. Let me get some results up. Who else do we have? We have Billy Targi in the Red Bull, currently in P3.
Good lap by him,
SRT,
by the way.
another great performer from 2 weeks ago, SRT Silencer, currently sitting P4 in that Alpine. A few early retirements, it looks like. Maybe some qualifying bans to be served this week as well.
This is the second race in a row we've seen Color Boggs start from the back. I feel like the first one was definitely a quality ban, but I'm not too sure about this one. I didn't see if he spun, or I wasn't here to see if he'd already wrecked out or if he just retired in pits. Um, but once again, he will have to make the drive up front in this Grand Prix. Let's see who got a couple on some laps right here. Oh, just invalidated. Was Kelly style.
An early retirement with only about 30 seconds left of the session for Alfie, it looks like, currently P2. He's sitting on that 42.4. He'll have to hope that it's not beaten by the end of the session. Looks like up to that Alpha Tauri will be free and clear across the line. That Haas will be cutting it close, it looks like. Haas of... who's in the Haas? Carter Ritchie it is. Will he get across? It does not look like it. It will
Oh,
be...
I just missed it. No, actually, not even just missed. I'm wrong. It's quite off, but that's okay. That's still good at the moment where he's at fifth. Obviously, with pending, times from other drivers to be set. Rhino goes to P8 there with the 143.5, about a second and 2/10 off of the fastest. What was that far off of the fastest? Cameron set a 142 flat.
manages to improve by a decent margin. So
Got
it
Billy
looks
here.
like 4 drivers are on a lap, Billy being the lead car out of those 4. He's up nearly 2/10 on his best time, so he'll be looking to make an improvement here. Will it be enough to advance a position, though?
I'm sure he'd love to split up that Aston Martin duo right there. That was a really good exit. That was a really good exit, I thought.
Over the
Oh, so
line, and
close.
he does improve by about 2/10, but not enough to make up a position for it. SRT Silencer will be the next across as he lays
Oh,
down a
that's a purple.
purple sector 2, yeah.
Oh man, this could be up there.
On quite a flyer, it looks like, as he enters sector 3.
At the moment, he'd probably get P2, either P2 or P3. But we gotta see obviously with this last set of corners right here. But man, he was flying through that second sector.
And over the
Oh,
line,
that's a
it is
beautiful lap.
P2. A great
Beautiful
lap,
lap.
yeah. So now we'll see Joseph Cozy improve from P10 to P6 in the Alfa Romeo. And LFR in the AlphaTauri does not manage to improve. So there you have it, folks. The grid is set here in Spa. It'll be C. Lopes on pole. SRT Silencer lining up alongside him on row 1. Row 2 will be occupied by Alfie, the Aston Martin, and Billy Targi of the Red Bull. Carter Ritchie and Joseph Cozy taking row 3, positions 5 and 6 together. Will getting the P7 start. Cali Style in the Alpine will take P8. And Legit Rhino and I'm going to go with Vex for that one. We'll say Vex. Lining up P9 and P10. H. Collins, teammate of Vex, one spot behind him in P11. And Jude Ferry will take P12 in the Red Bull. Those bottom three actually not having laid down a time. May have been a qualifying ban to serve, but on we go.
Yeah, Luis, I think it's Luis Ramirez. I think that's the last name I got right. I think this is his first actual AF1 start, so making his debut here at Spa. A very tricky track, but wishing him the best. Oh, they've done it to me again. You've got to be kidding me.
Waiting for the lobby to initialize, it looks like. Waiting for some drivers to load in. Alright, looks like we are ready to go now. Into the formation lap we'll take. C. Lopes will lead the pack around for once. Obviously his first pole of the season, and I do believe it will translate into his first laps led in the lead of the race this season as well.
But I expect this to be a very oh, got a couple cars disqualified there. I expect this check to cause a lot of mayhem. I expect it to really make the drivers I guess work. Um, Especially with the tire fall off. Um, driving around some of these corners is a lot more difficult once you got that race seal in. So this should be a great race. I think this, especially with the top five looked pretty close, I believe it was. Um, so I think it's going to be a great race, especially with the DRS and all that being in, playing a factor. And then having Kyler come from the back, or I know at least, is fast. So it's going to be good to see.
Shades of 2 weeks ago with Kyler looking to make moves early and make up plenty of positions right off the start.
Um, did I lag out?
I believe the lobby has just died. It looks like everybody is leaving. I think we all might have lagged out. So,
I was figuring that. I was looking around and I'm seeing everyone jump around and I saw a couple cars DNF here, DNF there.
looks to be some network trouble. We'll get it going with another lobby soon enough.
that might have been because of me joining mid-quali, not gonna lie. That's okay.
I don't think so. I remember hearing the last few weeks that we've been having major issues with network connection in lobbies and whatnot whenever there is specifically a formation lap. I'm not exactly sure why, but
Unfortunately, we gotta deal with those issues still, but, you know, the game's a game at this point.
so,
Rack 'em up and go again.
yep, false alarm. We will take it from the top once more. Waiting on that lobby to go up just for the moment. But of course, Spa. What's there to really say about Spa? I mean, everybody is very familiar with this track, or at least should be. Nestled right in the heart of the Ardennes forest, 7 kilometers, and it's a true masterpiece known for breathtaking elevation changes, challenging corners, and its historic significance on the calendar, of course. Waiting now just to get it going once more.
We go again. So let's see, the last time we raced, it was a rain race, I believe, wasn't it? It was indeed
It was, yeah.
a complete downpour. Um, Thankfully, the rain has chosen not to bother these drivers.
A rare occurrence, honestly, for Spa. Being on the side of the mountain and being so influenced by those mountains in its weather patterns, you usually expect to see at least some rain at some point throughout a race weekend here, but looks like we'll be all dry and all clear from start to finish, and I'm sure the drivers will be plenty happy about that.
Oh yeah. Everybody back in here.
A few more drivers we're waiting on, and I'm sure there will be some time taken to manually set the grid order, of course, having already run qualifying. Alright, looks like Everybody is here, just waiting for a few more drivers to sort out their cars and their situations. And interestingly enough, with the ARC regulation that came down a few weeks ago dictating that drivers had to choose a series between the normal F1 series and the Euro F1 series. Because of this, a lot of the better drivers did end up switching over to the other series, and so we have an interesting situation where the top 5 drivers on the in the standings at the moment are not to be seen this week. You know, the highest position driver, it looks like in the championship, is Will, out of everybody that's here at the moment. Stotts, funny enough, you seem to be sitting in P4 pretty comfortably in this championship, having made the
Yeah.
switch yourself, though.
Yeah, this is probably for the. I don't know. I was debating, and then last minute went with the Friday series. I just felt like I'd racked up so many points. I did in both series, but for some reason I felt like I could do more in the Friday series. Just with the field at that time, was pretty big. And I wasn't, I was optimistic on the uh, the grid for what's it called for the Saturday series, and I feel like I made the right call though, because I think these guys are a lot more, you know, on the same pace. So it should make for a really good race between everybody, and hopefully give us some action, which I expect because of what I looked at with qualifying times.
I totally agree. This series, of course, originally being geared primarily towards our European ARC members, with some exceptions made to fill out the grid spots, but it was just an interesting case where a lot of the European drivers in this series decided to take their talents to the American series just for, whatever reasons, teammates, friends, levels of competition. But truly, I don't believe that the level of competition is too different between these two series, and we should see just as great of racing today as we did last night. Looks like we should be getting it going any moment now. Loading in, we all find ourselves. And as mentioned, Will currently sitting P6 in the championship with 30 points. C. Lopes, who will be starting the race from the front, currently in P8 in the championship with 26 points. So great chance here to overtake Will. Kyler just spectacularly coming out of nowhere 2 weeks ago, his first race of the season in this series as well. Managed 18 points out of it, obviously. He did get second place from the back of the grid, looking to do the same today probably, maybe even first if he can manage it, but that effort alone moved him all the way up from the very bottom of the standings to P9. So he'll be looking to improve from there today as well. Alright, looks like we'll be getting right into it. 5 lights on, and it is lights out, and away we go from here in Spa. C. Lopes gets a decent getaway. Teammate Alfie does well to defend for him behind.
Oh, we got one on the wall back here. It's
Oh
we
no.
got Luis and Rhino.
Looks like they may have tangled. Rhino getting it back onto the track as well as Luis at the moment. Damage does not seem to be visible, if there is any, on Legit Rhino's car, as well as Luis.
Oh, battle up front here with the Aston Martins. Oh, we backed off.
Alfie having made the move on SRT Silencer through turn 4, I believe, has him for close company still. But C. Lopes having already built out about a half-second gap here to his teammate. SRT silencer
Oh, I
sticking
didn't even
right with
check.
them.
At the tire compound. Lopes has decided to go on the softs here to start the race, while second through what, seventh decided to go on mediums.
Let's take a peek. Yeah, interesting call. Interesting call to start on the softs. It'll be interesting to see how long he can manage to make them last, and if his second stint will need to be on hard tires, or if he can manage to get onto the mediums to end the race. Expecting a one-stop race here, but of course incidents abound at a track like Spa, so we may see safety cars and plenty more stops along the way. Everybody going wide. Oh, and that is a Mercedes. That was
Oh, it's Will.
sideways for a moment. Oh, and Will,
Oh, don't go
yeah.
too backwards. Oh, I'm a little scared they're going to DSQ him for that.
That is an end plate missing off his front wing for his troubles, and he'll be
And he's going
losing
to
a bit
go
of pace
all the way
because of
back
it.
around. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's going to go all the way back around. I mean, that happened right at the end of the lap, right um, behind the pit. So, I mean, he's going to have a long lap to go back around. But I tell you, I think his name's Alfie, is that it? He's looking real good on these mediums. Probably same with the SRT silencer. They're keeping up with Lopes here, who's on the softer compound, which he should be making some really good time. But it looks like these two guys behind him are able to stick with him on the mediums. It's pretty
Yeah,
impressive.
just staying right along with him. He did start to build a bit of a gap as they were fighting with each other, Alfie and SRT, but in the time since, things have settled down and they've just kept right with him. Oh, pass being made here for P8. That's Cali style over Vex. And Kyler as well making the move on Billy for P6. And wow, he's already rocketed up through half the grid in the span of about a lap and a half. Now keeping his teammate company, Joseph Cozy. Looking to make the move on him, it looks like, though. And he does make it happen. Teammate not putting up too much of a fight there. Oh, but maybe looking to make the return move here. Not quite close enough to be able to. He'll tuck right back in. And it is SRT with the fastest lap.
VSC.
VSC is out.
Is it for Collins? I didn't catch what happened to anybody here.
I can't tell. It did not look like he was dropping too far off the back. But he is, however, missing a front wing, so there must have been some trouble.
Did
VSC.
Will opt to stay out?
Oh, it
He
looks
sure
like
did.
it, yeah. Interesting call for him.
Ooh, and Collins is hit, or he has ping pong between the walls there,
Oh
coming
no.
into the pits. He's caught it today.
It looks like it. After the initial incident, I mean, plenty of race still left, but didn't feel it was worth trouble probably. Maybe some mechanical damage that the team could not
Oh,
fix.
5-second penalty for silencer. I think I might have caught it
Uh-oh.
on my end. They barely touched, I believe. I'll have to take a look back at it later, but I think they barely touched. So that's an interesting call by the game.
Of course, there may be basis for appeal come the end of the race, so we may not see that penalty stand. However,
Ooh, drive through.
for the moment, yeah, speeding it is for Will, so he'll have to pull through once to sort that out. But we are back to green. We are racing here, and see Lopes still with Alfie and SRT in close company. Now, Carter Ritchie also joining the fray, it looks like. Quietly moving right up to the back of the pack. The lead pack it
So if I'm
is.
silencer, I need to try and make work of these Aston Martins ASAP. Oh, as he goes over that
Oh
step limit
yeah,
warning.
he was looking for
He
it
needs
right
to make
there.
work. He needs to make work because obviously at 5-second when he pits it, he's going to serve it no matter what. So he needs to try to get the most out these tires and try and build a cap if he can.
Oh, severe collision penalty for Jude Ferry in the Red Bull. Must have been some incident on the back end there that we missed. Will finally taking it into the pits for a wing change, we can assume. Alfie having gone right up alongside teammate C. Lopes and getting the sensors to register him in the lead for a few moments there, however. C. Lopes having made the move back on him. Oh, a little loose there.
Oh, they're gonna get aggressive. They're gonna, oof. Yeah, these are teammates too. And like you mentioned, Carter, he's there. He's right. If anything happens, which was how they've been racing here, maybe this past lap. I mean, he can take just so much. He can take advantage of all this. I mean, he's also got silencer with the 5-second, and if he could stay right here with him, he's looking at an easy podium most likely.
Can't disagree there. Made great work off the VSC to get right up and tuck in behind these top three. He's well within DRS range and well ahead there of Kyler, currently in P5. So not much trouble from the back that he has to worry about at the moment, as Alfie does look to make another move on C. Lopes. The switchback, is it enough? He does seem to have gotten a bit more pace on exit, and he will dump a little bit of VRS to make the move work. Into the lead he goes. Clean teammate battle there.
I think I know what Cameron's doing here. He's setting himself up to get that DRS there up the Upper Rouge right here. That's something I've noticed with some people. It's smart, but I'm 95% sure that's why he's not trying to fight it at least. Granted, he probably wouldn't be able to hold him off either way, going through the going down that front stretch right there, going into one. But this is great. This is awesome. Got some battling all over the track, man. This is stuff you love to see.
So far, so good. Respect being shown in a lot of these battles thus far as well. You love to see that.
I must have missed. Luis had picked up a 5-second and also a Snoopy car. I don't know what happened with those guys. I don't know if it popped and wasn't paying attention to the screen. I didn't know what popped up for it.
I saw that they had both received severe collision penalties, but damage seemed to be minimal to both cars, so I'm not sure how severe it was. Yeah.
I feel like the game can be a bit soft when it comes to these 5 seconds for hitting someone, you know.
Oh, and Alfie right up nose to tail on Cameron there.
Is he gonna send it? Oh, he's gonna back off.
SRT
I wonder if he just
having a peek.
If I was Alfie, I wouldn't pass here. Obviously, you're getting, you know, you're getting, yeah.
He'll have the same player in, yeah.
This is what Cameron needs to see. Oh, but he was gonna get the run over. They're making contact there. Alright, so Alfie should have a really good shot going up the Rouge here. Get the DRS and then going by Cameron. Cameron has made really great progress on the softs, as he's actually able to hold up a bit with the you know, with you know, the tire fall off and all that.
Yeah. Alfie not quite enough on this attempt.
Carter's starting to fall out, excuse me, of the DRS range of silencer. Got a wreck somewhere. It's the...
Looks like it. I believe it's the AlphaTauri of Luis.
Where he at? Oh, he retired it. That's the thing. Oh. Yeah, it was. It was indeed. Didn't get a safety car or nothing.
No, looks like cleanup will be easy enough with yellow flags out. And we are back to green. Some close battles here, of course. The top three all within about 0.6 of each other. Carter having made up a bit of the gap that we saw on the previous lap. Now under half a second. Oh, yeah, and another incident. Joseph Cozy in the Alfa Romeo has had himself a big shunt. Yep, missing a front wing.
Yeah. Oh, had a pass for the lead. Oh, it's a virtual. Actually, virtual came out and Alfie took the. Oh, Cameron's in the pits. Oh, that's a really good
What
move on
a
Cameron's
call,
part.
yes.
And Carter.
Carter also ducking into the pits. An early stop on those
Cameron, is he
mediums.
going hards? Oh, shoot. No, he isn't. No, he is going hards. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of shocked I didn't maybe see a medium go on. I mean, I've done this track a couple of times, and you can really get the mediums from here. That's just from the, just what I've had happen at this track for me in this game. But either way, good. I mean, they put both themselves in a perfect position here to get a 1-2 if a safety car doesn't come out.
It looks like it, yeah.
But they're gonna have to
However,
push here.
also just being the case that this is our second virtual safety car thus far in the Grand Prix, I guess you can kind of expect there will be at least one more, I'd assume. But still playing it safe just in case. I respect the call for both of them, Cameron and Carter electing to take the hard tires after an early stop.
Interesting, we didn't get anything for Luis's DNF, but we got something for the Alfa Romeo.
Yeah.
How the game works. Oh, well, that's not gonna help Silencer either. Picking up a 3 second just to add
No.
on top of your 5 second that you're gonna be forced to serve. I'll tell you who I'm shocked didn't pit. I'm shocked Kyler Boggs didn't take advantage of that safety car or that
Yeah.
virtual. Excuse me. I thought he would. I mean, that's go for the softs or go hard or take off the softs. Excuse me. Take the softs off. Put on the hards. Make your way go to the end. I mean, unless he's anticipating another VSC or even a safety car. I mean, I don't know. It's just I would have pit there honestly. I would have gotten them tires
Yep.
off.
I totally agree. Gap to the car ahead of him nearly 5 seconds as well, so it's very unlikely that he'll get close enough to put up any fight on the stint on the rest of the life of these soft tires. So I think
Oh,
it would have been a good
something happened to
call.
Carter. Oh, Carter's in the pits.
Oh, again.
Oh, it's had to be a front wing. Oh no.
An
Let's
emergency stop
see.
here for the Haas,
Yeah.
and yes,
Oh
it will be a wing change,
no.
unfortunately. SRT, having made the move on Alfie, though, takes the lead of this race.
And yeah, now he's gonna have to not just get 5 seconds. He's gonna have to also get that 3 second out of the pits at least. He's gonna be held enough already in the pits, so he's gonna have to make up for that and the on track after. Oh, and Carter, it's just gone downhill for Carter,
Yep.
I'll tell you.
Track limits almost as soon as he exited the pit. It's unfortunate. His race may have just been ruined in a sequence of about 30 or 40 seconds.
Yeah,
Rather
he was
unfortunate.
looking like a favorite. I believe he was really looking like a favorite. To battle Cameron Lopes. It was going to come down between him and Cameron if it stayed green.
Cameron on the total opposite side of the spectrum, having a great start to his second stint, already up into P4 after that early stop for the hard tires. SRT Silencer still with Alfie for very close company, though. These two are just kind of running away by themselves up front, but they are extremely close together. Oh, and a little contact there, nose to tail it looks like. Nothing major, on they go. Both of them still on their medium compound tires that they started the race on. Oh, and nose to tail yet again. Alfie looking to make the move here. A big swing on the outside. And he will have enough to make it stick, it looks like. Battle here for P5 as well, as Billy and Legit Rhino are having a tussle, it looks like. Rhino getting the better of it for the moment. Oh, and there's contact, it looks like. Legit Rhino is around. Billy was taking evasive actions to not run into the back of him there. And as they get going, Cali Style just kind of glides right through. So Billy will be dropped down to P7 for his troubles, as Cali Style is looking to bring the fight now to Legit Rhino, the fight that Billy was just having.
And Lopes is within a second of Kyler Boggs. This is going to be crucial. Now, Kyler, he's a hard guy to pass. He's a
He
very
is.
tough guy to pass, no matter what scenario, what situation you are in. So Cameron's got to be smart with this attempt. Well, he won't have to worry about that actually.
It looks
He's gonna
like
go
it.
right on Bry. That's great.
Into the pits goes Kyler off of those soft compound tires that he started on. And yeah, he was losing about half a second per lap to the lead two cars, so it was probably time. SRT Silencer also having made a pit stop, it looks like. And Alfie just free to run. Stays out on the medium compound tires he started on. 10 laps old at this point. But Cameron is just in such a great position now. Up into P2 after that cycle of stops. And those hard compound tires look ready to eat.
What did Silencer go for? Hards? Oh yeah, because he was on the mediums. That makes sense
Yes.
actually. That makes sense. Okay.
So that was actually a great first stint by him to make them last as long as he did, but even more so, it has to be said for Kyler Boggs making them last just as long. However, them being soft compound instead. Vex here in the Williams, right up onto the back of Billy now for P4. This looks to be the closest battle on track at the moment. Oh, a bit wide there, but does manage to keep it within the limits. Does not get a penalty. Sticking right to that Red Bull, though. Oh, and looking to make a move here. Gets alongside, but backs out. Looking to make the switch back now. Oh, and he makes contact. Front left to back right, but Billy will get away better for it. Vex now seems to be giving space, probably gaming out the point at which he hopes to make the pass. Smartly backing off there, coming out of the first corner, will have DRS, and Breeze is on by Billy Targi for P3 at the moment.
Oh, what a three-car battle. This is great. I love this.
Oh, and SRT has made his presence known right up into the fray along
Stevie
with
Car's
them.
DNF'd. He's DNF'd. Oh, did he hit the pit wall? No. It's back here. Safety car.
Oh, and the safety car has come out in the thick of the battle that these three were having. SRT Silencer rumbling straight up through. Billy Targi and Vex were going at it, and SRT Silencer was just quick to make it an easy battle for himself as he got past Billy and was looking to make the move on Vex as well when the safety car came out. So they'll hold station for the moment. Our leaders, of course, still quite a ways from catching the back of the safety car. Can assume that it is for the cleanup efforts for that Red Bull that DNF'd.
This might. I'm not too. This is gonna help Alfie now that I think about it. You can go with the softs from here. I think that's what the move is. He's gonna go softs. If I was him, I'd go softs.
I think
Certainly
it
he
would be
wasn't throwing hards.
having seen Kyler's pace towards the end of his soft compound stint. He did make them last 9 or 10 laps as well, I believe, but by the end of his stint, his pace was, as mentioned,
Pretty
about
far
half a
gone.
second, 6 to 8 tenths slower than the lead pack, just in
Look,
that
Cameron
moment.
has gone on the mediums. He's thinking what you're thinking,
I
or
think
what you
that's a
see.
good call for him. Vex also making his way into the pits. Everybody from P3 down to P8 making their way into the pits. Legit Rhino opting to stay out and moves right up through all of them. The grid fully shaken up as Legit Rhino cycles up into P3 with Cali Style close company in P4.
That's not bad either. Just a second lap on the mediums right there, and one was under safety car, or at least the start of the safety car, so that's just perfect timing for him. Now this is a chance for Silencer to get back in this, obviously. And also Carter, I know he sits there in ninth, but he went on the hards. Oh my goodness.
That is
Ah.
quite the call, I must say.
Well, I mean,
I
make
think
work with what you got.
I totally agree. I would personally say that the hard compound tires would be a more trusty option than the softs, just on specifically lap 11 when he was looking to pit. However, I think, you know, above all, the medium compound is probably the way to go at this stage. Even still, if there were to be another incident that would bring out a VSC or full safety car later in the race, you always have the option to put on the softs for whatever's left.
I wonder if anyone saved a spare of softs for the race in qualifying. That's usually the route I see some people take. They'll run two laps with you know, two sets of softs to have one saved for the race that you know, have added on at the race. So instead of one pair of softs, you got two pairs.
Right.
I'm wondering if that's what someone possibly went for. I'm thinking Alfie could have gone for that. If that's why he went on the softs, I mean, we don't know obviously. Um, but this is going to be an interesting thing, or an interesting restart, because you got, this is basically what the start looked like, just swap the positions a little bit here.
Yeah.
You got the leader starting on the softs. You got Lopes, who was the leader at the, you know, start obviously. He's now in second on the medium. Is going to be on full attack. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome.
And of course, uh, Kyler Boggs, also not one to be forgotten about. Of course, having not even qualified, had plenty of sets of tires left. I think 2 you're allotted that are not used in qualifying, so he's making use of that second set that I think most of the other drivers don't have the luxury of using. So he'll be looking to make a push from P7 up through all the drivers ahead of him who will be running the medium compound tires. But Cameron, having started the race on his soft compound tires, can confidently assume that he probably doesn't have another fresh set ready to go. So if another incident is to happen at some stage later in this race, he'll have to make do with what he has. Legit Rhino, though, yeah, as you said, Matt, talk about right place, right time. Cycles all the way up into P3 for this restart, and he's in a great position.
Yeah, I mean, you can't make this. It can't go any better for him, honestly. Um, and now he'll have the opportunity to try and keep up with these guys and honestly hope for something to happen in front of him. I mean, the pace really hasn't been there for him, as we've seen in the race early on. But I mean, this is a reset basically. This is a complete reset for him. He had, none of them have time penalties. The ones that got time penalties are all behind him. So this is really what should set him. Oh, almost hits the guy. Almost hits Cameron, but this should just I guess kind of make him a little hungry for this one. It's sitting right in front of him now. He put himself in a great position, made a great pit call. It's right here in front of him, and safety car is in this lap. I'm excited. I'm pumped. I want to see how good of a start Alfie's able to get on these softs compared to Cameron on these mediums, because it looked like it took Cameron a bit early in the race to really get going on the softs,
Right.
and then then that's when obviously that's when fall off started to kick in a couple laps later and all that, blah blah blah. So much going on. I'm excited. I'm pumped. We're gonna have less than 10 to go here.
That's definitely also what I'll be keeping out for. Alfie's start on his soft tires in the same exact position and situation as Cameron was to start the race. just seeing the difference between the two teammates and how they can perform together.
I'm curious how they race each other here. I mean, it's now we're getting later into the race. I wonder how more aggressive they'll be with each other, what risks they're willing to take against each other. That's a good start by Alfie if I ever think of one.
Off we
It's a good
go.
one.
It was a great start. Cameron did pick up on it to some degree, not too far behind. However, Legit Rhino was caught napping slightly. An SRT Silencer sitting on those penalties. He will be trying to make up as many positions as he can. Probably a bit upset that he's all the way back down in P6 off the restart, having been battling in the top 3 positions for most of the race. Cameron looking to make the move, and he does. Alfie a bit. He stepped out a bit too much there, ended up cutting one of the corners, probably not at optimal tire temperature yet. However, Cameron having to give up the spot back to Alfie, just kind of let him go by, did not put up much of a fight, was not looking to make contact and cause a potential issue. So, back into formation they go. And it'll be another penalty for Vex there for track limits, it looks like, currently in P5.
We're picking them up. We are picking them up. We're picking them up. This is... I kind of expected it. Oh, Cameron with the 3-second. I watched him. He tried his best to keep it on track, but it looked like he started to get a little loose and went to, correct it a bit, and he just went off in the, in the way of correcting it. So, unfortunate. Got a safety car, not safety car. We got our spin. Oh, it's Will, not my boy. He's been having a terrible day. He's had a terrible day. Terrible day, unfortunate for him. At the moment, he is going to miss out on points, and he's the last one out of the remaining drivers in the field running. So that's unfortunate. This is good for Rhino now, I think about it. If Cameron, he's going to have to battle at some point as he gets very loose coming out of turn 1. Cameron's going to have to pounce. He's going to have to push and try and pass Alfie and build a 3-second. If he can't do it in time and he holds up Alfie enough to where Rhino, though he's 2 seconds back, has a chance to still gain time and gain back up here, he can find himself back in this race. I mean, he gets passed by Calistyle.
As we say that, yeah.
That's good to see the Alpine. That's an Alpine, right? It sure is. Yep. Alpine top 5 for both. It's got the 2 Astons and 2 Alpines, and we got Kyler looked to have wrecked. I think there was some contact with Carter. I'm gonna be honest here. Actually, last I checked, they were battling each other a lap before, so I'm pretty sure something happened there. As Carter also picked up a 3-second at the same time, so I think something might have happened.
Just a cherry on top there. So now, out of the drivers remaining on track, there are only 2 that have yet to incur a penalty. It is Kyler Boggs currently in P10 and Legit Rhino in P4. Still keeping close there to Calistyle, who made the move about a lap ago.
Alfie is hitting. He's hitting his marks. Alfie is hitting his marks. He just had a purple sector 2. He's trying to get away from Cameron. He wants to make sure he has no chance of getting any DRS to try and battle him, regardless of the 3-second.
Yeah, gap between them growing by about a tenth and a half per lap the last few laps. And Alfie just laying down the heat. Fastest lap of the race thus far, on those soft compound tires, of course. Oh, an SRT Silencer looking to make the move here on Legit Rhino. Around the outside he goes through turn 1, and he does make it stick. Vex looking to pick up the scraps of that fight as well, right up on the back of Legit Rhino now himself. These 3 holding tight together as we come down through the Kemmel Straight. Will any of them have enough? Ooh, and there's big contact! Oh my goodness, they tried to go 3 wide. They didn't know where to go. 3 drivers fighting
Rhino's
for real
DNF'd.
Estate. And that
could
is
be a safety.
heartbreak.
It's a VSC. Oh, it's a safety
full
car
safety car deployed.
Wow.
And heartbreak for Legit Rhino. SRT Silencer getting plenty of damage as well. Oh, and that was a big move they all tried to make on each other at the same time, and it just kind of became a bit too clustered.
Oh man, this works perfect for Alfie if he has another set of softs. So that's if he has another set of softs. If he doesn't, he's kind of in a situation where he either goes to the used softs he used qualifying, or he sticks with the softs he's got on now. Either way, he's one of two only drivers in the field left that don't have any type of penalties. I don't even think he's picked up a warning yet. So, I mean, if he wants to, swing it wide a couple times, go right on ahead. I mean, he's got the warnings he can hand out.
Will be interesting to see if those soft compound tires begin to show their age at any point soon. Can't imagine that he'll be ducking in for a fresh set, as he probably doesn't have one at this stage. Oh, but
Oh,
he is ducking in. What will
oh,
it be
does anyone
for?
follow? That's the important question. Oh, Williams stays out.
Williams stays out, but is that
Everybody's
Cali
in.
Styles
Everybody
in?
else
Yup.
in. Oh man, Kyler Boggs is gonna stay out.
Kyler
So is
Boggs
Will.
staying out on his soft compound tires as well.
Oh, this is not good for Alfie. This is not good for him.
Where will he
And you
cycle
can't
back
blame
out?
him. You can't blame him for either call. He's gonna come. Oh, he comes out right in front of Will.
So,
It's hard to
P4
really
on the
make a
restart.
call on that. He was what, the lead? Yeah, he was the leader. So, I mean, obviously you can't go off anybody in front of you. So, it was just judgment at that point, and I wouldn't say it's too late for him. Obviously, he's fourth, but he does have some cars to pass, and one of the cars he has to pass is one of the most difficult people to pass, and they're both on the same compound. So I'm pretty sure Kyler is not going to be how do I want to say it? Given as much space as a normal person would.
Yeah,
If
totally
that's a good way of
understand.
putting it. I'm
Yeah.
trying to put it as nice as possible.
No, he really gets his elbows out. He fights for every position he can, tooth and nail. He's just a really gritty driver, and that's what makes him so successful usually.
Oh yeah.
However, I mean, having seen that he made his first stint on the soft compounds tires to start the race last 10 or 11 laps or so, his soft compound tires that he's currently running are only 5 laps old, and of course, he'll eat through another lap under safety car, so not much deg to be had there. I think he's got plenty of life left, and he's probably feeling pretty comfortable about his chances from here. However, it will all depend on where those tires choose to fall off at what stage of the race, with about 6 or 5.5 racing laps left. Field fully bunched at this point, though. They were not too spread out when the safety car was deployed, so they were able to get into formation pretty quickly, even off the pit stops. Safety car will be in. And Alfie, having changed his tires on this cycle as well, managed to serve his drive-through penalty, so he's now sitting on a clean slate. One of only 2 drivers, of course, the other being directly in front of him, Kyler.
Yeah, so it could be a race against these two. Or I should say most likely will be. It's gonna be about that Williams right there. How fast can they get past the Williams? If they can get past that Williams, no problem. Then it's gonna be a problem for Cameron Lopes.
Oh, and it looks like the cleanup efforts here at the end of the Kemmel Straight are taking a bit longer than expected, as we are behind the safety car for one more lap, it looks like. So, I mean, if this is to help anybody, it's obviously going to help both Kyler and Alfie the most. Laps that they don't need to be running at full power on those soft compound tires are just all for the better for them. However, I'm sure Cameron and Vex, currently sitting P1 and 2 together, both on 6-lap-old medium compound tires, they're probably perfectly happy with not having to run those at full power as well. As we snake our way here through Sector 2, can only assume that the safety car will be in this lap, and we should be green for lap 19. That'll give us 4 good racing laps. barring any incidents, of course. This being the 4th safety car of some form, I believe. I think we've had 2 virtual and 2 full safety car. Yes, race control putting out word that the safety car will be in this lap. So Cameron will begin to bunch up the grid. It will be on his go, of course. Teammate Alfie back there in P4 will be looking to make early moves. I mean, they were looking pretty good from the beginning of the weekend. It was honestly kind of expected that we could see a high possibility of a 1-2 out of those 2 drivers. Things, of course, changing here towards the end of the race, and Alfie has a bit more work to do than expected, but he's in a good position to do so. So, as we go green, Cameron with a great getaway here over Vex. Alfie already having made up the position on Kyler. Kyler looking to make the return move on him, though, up the inside. Not quite enough. So Alfie just
beautiful.
Already picking him off. I mean, that was going to be
That's perfect. That's what he needed.
That was the one he needed, and he got it done super quick. Carter, another 3-second time penalty for track limits.
Same with Cali at the same time. It's the thing they got going up a roost, wasn't it?
On those colder tires, probably not enough heat in them yet to give them the grip they want. Oh, and a big step out there. Alfie and Vex going wheel to wheel here.
No.
Oh, and Kyler.
Really
Kyler's
man.
off. It looks like he's had an incident.
That might be with Carter again. No way. Was it with Carter?
He fell from P4 or P5, I believe, all the way down
I don't think so. Carter might have just got caught up in it. Maybe was just an innocent guy there and just caught up. Yeah. The Vex is really, and I mean really, holding him up.
Oh yes. Oh, more contact, nose to tail between the two of them.
This is helping Billy. Billy's right here too.
Yes, he's now entered into this fight. He'll be looking to pick up the scraps of it.
I can see a send here. I think it's going to be a send in this final corner. Not even needing to send it really, actually. No, he will. He will. I know it.
Up the inside he goes. Cuts the corner by some margin. Keeps it wheel to wheel though. Oh, and there's contact. A big twitch there from Vex. He'll lose.
He got around. That's what matters. He got around now, so he's up there.
Yep.
He can get back to moving. He doesn't even have to catch him. That's the funny part. Don't even got to catch him. Just make sure you stay within 3 seconds, which he should very much do. Assuming he doesn't make a mistake here.
And on the cue of mentioning mistakes.
Look at that.
Billy could very well be in position for a possible P2 here, barring anything happening to him, of course, but given the situation with Cameron's penalty, we could see some shakeup come to the end of this race. And of course, we could see further shakeup even after that with the appeals process and whatnot. So, a lot of things still yet to come. But as it stands, only 2 drivers still yet to incur a penalty, it looks like, or only 1 driver yet to incur a penalty, and that's Kyler. Alfie did incur a penalty, but he did serve it already. But Cameron really just had his way with that restart. Ran away with it by some margin, was up by about 3.5 seconds on Vex. But Alfie on those fresh, soft compound tires is just storming right back up as he sets a purple Sector 2 en route to the back of his teammate. And he's starting to draw Billy by a bit, already out of DRS range. Billy finds himself in P3 at the moment. Some more shaking up around the grid. SRT Silencer making, I think, a double move there. I think he got Cali Style and Vex, one each in the span of about 2 corners.
And Silencer is very quick. He could get to Billy. He really could get to Billy. He could snag that podium spot right back from him.
I totally believe it. Alfie already within a second of Cameron. Cuts the gap by about a second and a half just on the previous lap alone. He's well within DRS range at this point. And he will just cruise right up to the back of his teammate, it looks, here at the end of the Kennel Straight. Dropping ever more distance is Billy there. Gap approaching 2 seconds now, where it was hovering about 1 second only a few corners ago. Will making the move here, and his race has been a race of redemption, if any. Found himself way at the back of the grid, but that full safety car restart, the most recent one, kind of wiped his slate clean, and he's now racing up from 7th position. Alfie now right on the back of Cameron. Cameron may be starting to struggle as those medium compound tires are beginning to show their age. Oh, and right up to the tail once again.
He's right there. He doesn't have to pass him. I mean, obviously, you know you want to win on track no matter what. Oh,
As
there's
they
gonna be a
cross
battle
the
for
line
both spots.
and take the white flag here.
Oh,
The
he went
final
deep.
lap, he did go a bit deep. He overran it by a small margin, but it was just enough to give Alfie space to cruise right on through. And at this point, I mean, given the compound difference and whatnot, I believe this is Alfie's race to lose. Cameron will have to make a quick move back here if he hopes to regain the lead of this race, and he does. He instantly makes his move down the Kemmel Straight, back into the lead of this race, and it is now on Alfie to stage the comeback. Of course, with the heavy tire advantage.
Cameron,
And there's
no!
big contact between the two of them.
Oh, did Alfie get enough damage? Did he get some damage? Oh, he looks like he avoided damage, but man, that was
no
sketchy
visual.
from Cameron Lopes.
Cameron also not showing any visual damage, it looks like, but that has pulled Billy and SRT Silencer right up into the thick of it with them. And Cameron will be struggling, both those drivers behind him, on those soft compound tires while he stayed out on older mediums. Oh, and this is a race to the finish here.
He's got no ERS.
He's got none.
Yeah, none of them do actually. He's gonna run out of all of them first.
Oh, and Billy looks up the inside, swings back to the outside. Oh, and they're wheel to wheel. SRT Silencer also getting into it. As they come through and across the line, it is Alfie,
What a battle.
Cameron Lopes, and Billy Targi to round out the podium with SRT Silencer in close company. Look at the margins there. Billy losing out to P2 of Cameron by 6/100ths of a second, with SRT crossing the line only about a tenth behind him. What a race that was. A fight to the finish for sure. And it's Alfie getting the best of it today. Driver of the day, of course, going to Kyler for, once again, his heroic efforts. Always manages to just slice through the field like butter in the first couple laps, but this afternoon had some incidents crop up towards the end that kind of held him out of a decent points haul. Still a great drive from him, though. And it's heartbreak, of course, for the Haas of Carter Ritchie, who was looking strong straight from the beginning, but got caught up in incidents of his own as well. Plenty of penalties incurred also. And it was just heartbreak. A great drive here from the Aston Martin team, though, of Cameron and Alfie. And there you have it. Stealing the extra point for the fastest lap as well will be Alfie. Cameron taking P2, and Astunic Gaming Billy in P3. What a great race. SRT Silencer will have P4, and Vex takes home P5 for Williams. Joe Cozy and Kyler, teammates, finishing right alongside each other, P6 and P7. Cali Style taking P8, And Will, for his troubles, making up to P9. Decent points. Carter Ritchie, though, the last of the finishing drivers in P10, gets the final remaining point, and it's legit Rhino, Jude Ferry, Luis, and H. Collins, who did not make it all the way. Another great race in the books here from Spa-Francorchamps, and we thank you for tuning in with us if you chose to. Make sure you keep your eyes out on the schedule for this upcoming week. Plenty more ARC events going on that you can tune into and see what's what. We are in the thick of it for NASCAR Heat 5 playoffs as well, so make sure you stay updated on everything going on over there. And we'll catch you back here either Friday night for the ARC F1 series, the normal one, or next Saturday for the ARC F1 Euro series. Any final thoughts, Matthew?
Nah, just this was a really good race, bro. Really, really entertaining from the beginning to the end. I hope to have a lot more races like this, and the field gap to continue to grow as the season goes on.
Yeah, I love Spa. Always makes for great racing. It's just as much fun usually for the spectators as it is for the drivers. But plenty of season left, and we hope to see you for more of it. All right, signing off.